Welcome back to another episode of Maniacal Music Musings. I'm your host, Jeremy, and we are, of course, broadcasting live from the Dead Room, as always. You know, us musers, we don't belong in normal society. We might be related to Ed Gein. We really just don't know. We don't want to know. It's all good. The original Leatherface can stay where he is in hell. But we had some brain failure earlier, so we just wanted to get back here, become unhinged, and talk about some amazing music. My co-host, though, he'll throw a tantrum if the barbershop messes up his hairdo. I'll tell you what. He acts like he's bulletproof, but all those beautiful scars just prove that he's not when he likes to go rave in the wasteland. CJ motherfucking play the music god himself. That's right, folks. I swear to God, man. Sometimes when I don't write the intros, they sound better than when I do. I can't make it work either way sometimes, but it works. It was a decent one. But folks, we are back to talk 3 albums more for you, and woof, we got 3 albums today. We're going into rap world today. A little different from the. I can't remember what we did. What did we do last week? Oh yeah, definitely a little different than what we did last week. So fuck.
Yeah, it was a mix.
It was a mix, but I saw my album on the freaking banner when I came back onto the studio. I was like, oh, that's what we did last week. Okay, yeah. That album. I regret that album somewhat. But, well, folks, we have, of course, we have a very interesting guest today, and I'm going to let my co-host introduce him since he brought him on. Shit, I don't get to sit back and enjoy this ever, so let me fucking sit back and enjoy this.
Let me introduce you, world, to my homie, my brother. He is basically my roommate, kind of, or roomer. He is the man who will be producing not the upcoming record because we did that separately, but future stuff that's coming. That's more in the style of what he does. He's a hip hop artist. He is, it's an all around good dude because I met him through he's your cousin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Those of you who have been with me long enough to remember the infamous episode with G Black, where we did a wonderful interview with G Black, and then the dumbass followed up immediately afterward with an interview with a line of racial epitaphs aimed at G and pissed me off and got banned from my radio show. And it was the last time I ever did a live show because of that very reason. But anyways, this is my boy Donte, otherwise known as Xcursion, always repping the X. And we're going to talk about his record and a lot more. We're going to learn you something tonight.
That's right, folks. And what can I say? X going to give it to you. But okay. Yeah, now I got Deadpool in my fucking mind. God damn it.
Don't get him going on that. He'll be here all night, man.
Hey, listen.
I grew up on that, man, so come the fuck on. But folks, that's right. We have Xcursion here tonight to join us, and we're going to talk some good music. Maybe he has some embarrassing stories about CJ, I could hope, but we'll see. We'll see.
Hey.
Well,
might be a thing too here, then. You say, but I'll say you say when we keep rolling.
Well, what album did you want to bring us, Xcursion, and why this particular one? Because I know you got more than one.
Yes. The album that I brought here today is my latest solo album, Underboss. I do mean solo because I said after that, solo and album, because after that I did an EP with a fellow artist, also from Akron, Ohio, by the name of Dynasty, called Forgotten Entries. But out of the solo projects that I got, this is the latest solo album here. And not only is it the latest one, it's also the most personal to date. and the longest that it took for me to take here, you said, due to those personal sentiments. It was dedicated to a person who was close to me, very close to me, like almost like a father figure in certain ways. Was the first person to give me a record deal. Dropped a lot of gems on me here, as a young adult, should I say? And not gonna go into like a whole bunch of details here now. You know what I mean? Drag the show out or whatnot, because I could talk about him forever, like almost literally. You know what I mean? But he had passed on in 2006. You know what I mean? So I just decided to make an album that would capture the sound of, the label that he, had put me on to, because they wound up crashing before they could launch. And then also, just make something here in his honor and in his name, you know what I mean? Just to give my token from this side of, this side of the world here, if I can say it that way, you know what I mean, to him, let him know, like, hey, thank you for everything you've done once again, and I appreciate you once again. You know what I mean? So that's why I brought this one. It's a lot of personal and sentimental values here to this one, on top of this being like one of my best projects to date here so far.
I mean, I definitely could hear that when I was listening to it, but before I get to what I think, I'm gonna let your brother in arms here tell me what he thinks about it, because I kind of want to save my album for last tonight because it's different from everybody else's.
All right.
I was turned on to this. I think I did a couple before this one, right? We had like the EP and
yeah. Well, you had
the Donte one and THX one or TBX one, right?
The TBX, yep. Yeah, Donte and
so,
TBX. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did all of those as part of my podcast on Noise Report. If you go on Noise Report under my music guide, there's multiple interviews him and I have done. He's been on multiple episodes of Loud List, so he's not new to the people that have been doing my stuff. But this was actually my number two. My number two or my number three for was it last year? Not this last year, but the year before.
Yeah, it was 2023, as a matter of fact. You added that number two.
Yeah. So, I've always loved this record. I love the tone of it. There's a couple of songs on it that, didn't really connect with me just because of the content. But overall, there's a couple songs that, if and when I get around to doing my own hip hop stuff, they're definitely sort of a blueprint for, the kind of sound that I want to capture. So,
that's good.
It's one of the reasons I wanted to bring him on here, and it's one of the reasons I'm glad he brought this one, because it's a great representation of who he is as an artist, who he is as a person. It's very, it's very representative of him. if you get to know him, it's very representative of who he is. That's why when he says it was a personal thing to him, it's absolutely is, because
All right.
that's what I have to say.
Oh, coming in as the unheard before ear on this, I guess that's the way to put it. I enjoyed the album. Not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. I mean, reminiscent, I think, of Insane Poetry. I mean, CJ mentioned that you sound like Method Man. I'm like, I don't hear Method. I hear Insane Poetry. Like, that's who I hear when you rap.
Yeah.
Which I'm a huge.
The tone of his voice has like Method, but also the one that I couldn't think of, and I told him this. The one that I couldn't think of, when I heard his voice, I was like, God, he reminds me of somebody, and I couldn't place it. I was listening to Snow Goons, or I was listening to Army of the Pharaohs. He has that same tone as Self-Titled. And
I don't know his voice off the top of my head too much, but I haven't listened. I haven't listened to Army or Snow Goons in a minute. But
yeah, so if that's one of the things that I connect to it partly because of that, but partly just because it's good.
I
You
mean,
know,
but in his voice, I hear Insane Poetry doing more.
yeah,
Like to me, it's like if Insane Poetry did more gangster rap and less hardcore, which he
yeah,
does. He ventures into gangster rap once in a while, but he sticks with hardcore most of the time because that's what he is. But I mean, I that's what I hear
and
in the
you won't get
voice.
the reference probably, but he's got a lot of SIBO in his music too. So, um,
You're right about that. But you're right about that. But
I don't know if you know what SIBO is.
but
So,
I mean, overall, I mean, lyrically, I liked a lot of the songs. I really like the beats in a lot of them. That's what really blew me away. This whole album is the beats. The beats blew me away. Uh, some of the songs, the lyrics definitely got me going, and some of the songs, the flow got me going as well. I'm not gonna lie and say I liked every track. Some tracks I just couldn't
yeah,
connect with. They just were like too mainstream sounding. I mean, for lack of a
Okay.
way to describe them, like a little too main. I mean, which is not a bad thing because you're gonna get listens then if it's mainstream.
Okay.
But to me, they were just too mainstream sounding. I like more underground stuff, so it has a different sound. I can't explain it more
Yeah.
than that, but it just does. I mean, but
I
I
got
enjoyed it. I mean, I freaking followed you on Spotify, and I'm like, I gotta hear the other three albums he has out. Like I got, especially because I like one of the people you worked with, and I saw you did an EP with them exclusively, and I'm like, oh, I gotta go freaking check this out. So so yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, I enjoyed the CD. I have an honorable mention even, so I enjoyed it enough to actually. It's not like I'm gonna come on and be like, no, this album sucks balls, dude. No, it was a fucking good album. It was a good album, and there, I mean, even on the other album that was brought to me today, I didn't like every fucking song. It's not gonna happen.
yeah.
It's rare if I fucking like an album start to finish. It's really rare, but even
Oh,
my
yeah,
own
sure.
album, even my own album, I didn't like start to finish for fuck's sake. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
but I enjoyed it. It was a good fucking album. I like a lot of stuff you talk about. It kind of like topic wise, it kind of reminds me of like Lord Infamous's solo albums.
Oh, whose solo album?
Lord
Lord
Infamous.
Infamous.
Okay, yeah. No, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, no, for sure.
R.I.P. to him. But yeah, I mean, it freaking
Peace.
yeah, it reminds me a lot of his like topic wise. It reminds me of him, which I like because he went from doing horrorcore to doing like that gangsta shit, like in a lot of his solo albums. And as much as I love his horrorcore stuff, like I can fucking rap his horrorcore stuff for God's sake if I do karaoke. But his gangsta shit was fucking good too. So best part of 3 6 Mafia, I'll say to this day. But yeah, this album overall though, I mean, if I had to fucking rate it, easily a 4 out of 5 stars, if not a little bit higher. Maybe even give it a little couple points there. But I mean,
Okay.
it's fucking. I'd go back to it. I like some of the songs and put them on my mix on Spotify. So fucking props, man. I mean, I know if I know if CJ's bringing me is like hyping up a rapper that he's friends with, he's not gonna give me some shit. I know that for a fact. So I mean, there's some rap he's given me in the past. I've been like, dude, what are you thinking? But not somebody. It's not gonna be somebody he chills with if it's like that. It's gonna be something he brought on the show, for fuck's sake. But
Right.
I enjoyed it. But I'll get to more of my top five, of course. But here's the fun part because we haven't had a musician bring on their own album in a long time on this show. What are your top 5 tracks from your own album? This is always the hard question.
Yeah, it is. You know what I mean? Because you know, while I do like say like all of them in their own ways, and I do have my favorites though. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's like
see.
it's like when people ask me who's your favorite kid. It's
Basically,
like
long story short,
same thing,
like
basically.
all mine. I love. You know what I mean?
I'm like, I love them all. I love them all. Let them leave the fucking run first. Let them leave the fucking run first before you ask me that. But
no, for sure. But I will say though, out of the songs on the album, I would say I love the intro. You know what I'm saying? That's one. I love No Games. Pick Your Side. Everywhere with Corrupt from the Dog Pound. Shout out Corrupt. And I would say We're Not the Same with A Love Music.
actually, well, okay. This isn't my list, so I'll fucking say it now. But that song, "We're Not the Same," I didn't put it on my list, but I almost did. But it reminds me of an artist we had on the show. Were you on it, CJ? You remember App Music, CJ?
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
I'm not sure
You,
if I was on that one or not.
Aaron Taylor, I think his name is, but App Music, he brought on his own record. Let me reintroduce myself. And
Yeah, I was on that one.
okay, yeah. We're not the same. Reminded me of his music because he does a song called Black and Proud, and it reminded me of that. Like it gave me reminiscence of that. Like I went back to that when I heard. I was like, oh, like this sounds like App Music. Which shout out to you, Aaron. I mean, I still listen to some of your songs in my Spotify playlist, so fuck yeah, including I'm Black and I'm Proud, which I guess I'm looks listening to that one, but what the fuck ever. But I'm black on the inside, damn it. Been saying that since middle school. But but yeah, that song's on my top 5, so I wanted to shut that out real fast. But DJ, what are your top 5 for his album? See if I can cause an odd couple fight tonight.
So number 5 is No Games. Number 4 is Step Back. Number 3, the remix of the Graveyard Shift. Shout out to Dynasty.
Shout out Dynasty. Love to be right.
That's our girl, man. She's another one. She's a badass.
Hell yeah.
She'll hold her own against any dude you throw her in the ring and get. And I love both versions of the song. But Dynasty, she brings like a different vibe to it than I can't think of the other one's name.
Bucciano.
Luciano. That's I was gonna say Beaniano, but I was like, that ain't right. I like that one. Everywhere with Corrupt is a really good song just because, it's Corrupt, man, and you gotta love what Dog Pound does. But my favorite, because I was we were standing in the kitchen, I was making dinner one night, and I was trying to explain this to him. There is a producer named Shuko. And when I hear Shuko, I know his beats immediately because he has sort of this rolling piano type of vibe to his tracks. And my number 1 is Pick Your Side because it has that exact rolling piano type of thing that Shuko does. So when I hear that track, I just immediately, it's such a Shuko type track. That kind of has that rolling piano riff to it. And it's one of the songs, I'll tell you right now, like when I start doing stuff seriously, that'll be one of the blueprints of, take that rolling piano riff and add lots of big symphonic, Apathy, Snow Goons, Vinnie Pass type of, horror type effects to it, and that's kind of what you're gonna get. So
you keep mentioning fucking Snow Goons, and I gotta go back and listen to them. I swear to God, I haven't listened to them in a fucking decade. I gotta go back and see if they put out anything new since then. But
dude, they did one last year with Lords of the Underground. Lords of the Underground's first record in like 15 years, and they produced it, and it is wicked sounding, bro.
All right, I fucking know Lords of the Underground. I'm gonna have to fucking check it out. But
yeah,
like I said, I had an honorable mention for this. My honorable mention is Nothing Changed. I like that song. It's got good lyrics. But my number 5 is Price on My Head because I like the rap. I like the rap. What the fuck was I drinking? I like the lyric. I like the lyrics. And no. Okay, it's more of that sense. That's why. Duh. I like the rap and pop combo. Like the rap and pop combo kind of like drew me in. And I like I said earlier, there's someone you work with I love, and they love music. I had heard my fucking like list too on Spotify because I followed her because I gotta hear her shit. Like
he's got a record with Faye too. He did one with
I know. That's the one I said earlier. I gotta listen to, but she sounds like her voice almost sounds like Razakel. Like obviously completely different personalities, but her voice reminds me of Razakel, and I fucking love that. So, because I like her tone. I like the tone, I like Razakel's tone when she raps, and that kind of like drew me in when I heard that. I was like, oh. My
Yes,
number
it
four
did.
was my number 4 was Pick Your Side, because I love the beat and flow. I love the beat and the flow in it. Um, my number 3 was Everywhere. That was a fucking fun ass song. I was banging my head at work along with it and shit.
Yay.
Same with number 2. Same with number 2. Step Back. Like that's my kind of gangster rap. That's my kind of gangster rap. Like I can't think of a song to compare. I can't think of a song to compare it to right now, but that's my gangster rap. But my number 1, which I was fucking pissed when CJ said because I thought I was gonna be the only one to have it on the list, but it's the fucking Graveyard Shift Left to Be Right remix. Like I like the I thought I was liking the original one, but then like towards like the middle, I was like, "Man, this song's not vibing with me like I thought it would, based on the name." And then I heard the remix, I was like, "There it is, there it is, there's that fucking song. That's what I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to fucking hear." So, yeah, the Left to Be Right remix is my fucking number 1 because that the end album with that blew me away. Like, the album's fucking good. Like it's a fucking good album. Like have you done features for anybody in like the underground scene, like the hardcore scene? Because I feel like I've seen your name on shit, and I can't think of what it is though.
So man, I have, but it's been, I ain't gonna say it's been like a long time like that or whatnot, but I would say on the horrorcore side, and even like you're saying, even more on the playful tongue-in-cheek side. You know, saying I've done music with an artist out in Akron named Chris Essex. You know, this was back when he was going by, what was it, rap? You know what I mean? And then even K1000 prior to that. He went through a whole gang of names. I'll just say it that way. But we've done like a lot of music here and now that can even like teeter on the horrorcore side. I have done some features, you know, for a few artists. Ironically enough, in Michigan, like you're saying, in Detroit, you know what I mean, and even I want to say Grand Rapids, if I remember correctly. But all of this is like, you know, 05 to 09. I haven't done any horrorcore features here as of late, more recently. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, if an old song did surface, you know what I mean, with a verse of mine on it, for sure.
Yeah, because the name. And I heard when he sent me the album, I saw the name Xcursion. I'm like, why does that sound familiar? Like I still can't place it, but
he's gonna do some horrorcore features because I'm gonna hook him up with Cody and Greg of Michigan Misfits. So
Yeah.
he's definitely.
I mean,
he's gonna do some with them once they.
I'll
guarantee you, once Greg and Cody hear him, they're gonna want to do something. So.
Then I do this. Oh, no, go ahead.
I mean, honestly, I mean, fucking Lex the Hex Master. I think you and him would sound good together.
Oh, sure, I'm with it. I'm definitely
Like,
with that.
I think two of you would sound fucking amazing together. But your voices are so fucking similar. It's like, but well, CJ, I guess it's that time, and it's about damn time this got brought on. But what album did you want to bring?
I had a laundry list of stuff, man, but truthfully, we've been talking about this record forever, and we haven't really had a chance to bring it on. And I know he hadn't heard the whole thing, so I thought, fuck it, you know what? I'm gonna make him listen to it. And I brought the new Will Smith, based on a true story. It was in my top. I think it was number 7, 6, 7, something like that.
Yeah.
Just because it's a different kind of Will Smith record. I mean, it's a Will Smith record, but it's sort of an angry Will Smith, man. Like, Will's got actual grit on this one, and him and Jazzy, man, it's the first record him and Jazzy have done since like the Miami song. And
it's been 25 fucking years.
Yeah, and it's, people underestimate Will just based on the fact that they think he only does like joke songs. And Will has proven over time that he's very versatile. But this is a record that Will kind of stepped outside of that whole thing, and minus the opening track of where he's kind of poking fun at himself. You know, it's more of a
E-
very serious record,
e-
and he goes
Even
in.
that though, even that, his in the '90s, his ego would not allow him to do that.
True.
At least in my mind, I can't see him doing that in the '90s. His ego
Oh,
in the '90s, he was in Fresh Prince era. He was in the I'm the
bad
man that
boy.
I'm the man that all the ladies want. I don't gotta fucking talk bad about myself ever. Like that's the way he was in the '90s. Like that. This is you're right. This is fucking. I'll get to what I think in a minute. But
Yeah, but it's Will Smith based on a true story. It's a solo record from last year, and as people like to say, it's a banger.
oh, you ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. But before I get into what I think, Xcursion, what you think when you heard this full album finally?
Well, I did. I did like the album. There was like a few songs that pleasantly surprised me. You know what I mean? Because while I've never hated Will Smith's music, you know what I mean, he's always been dope in his own right. You know what I mean? Going back to those jokey songs, you know, there was reference to, I think I could beat Mike Tyson. Parents just don't understand, et cetera, et cetera, even down to like the summertime, you know what I'm saying, joining everything, shoot the full length song to the full length to the theme song for Fresh Prince, et cetera, et cetera. He's always shown, like you're saying, that he can listen, that he can be dope, as well as funny and everything here as well. But there's never been a point in time to where like, anything of his like really stuck out to me like, oh, he's going in or he's snapping, da 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 da. So it's a few on here that I listed in my favorites and whatnot to where it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to put a little bit more respect on it. Now, I mean, like, on the flip side, yeah, I mean, like on the flip side, there was a few of them that was like, oh, yeah, nature took its course with will, but you know what I mean. But I would say I kind of expected for the album to go in the overall direction that it did, especially with everything that happened with the whole Chris Rock situation and so on and so forth. And he's been about like you're saying, prove that, like you're saying, that he's that he's grown from that and that he's coming back from that, like you're saying, he's and he's gotten stronger from that or whatnot. And that seemed to be like the theme of this album altogether, by and large. But altogether though, even though there were some ones or whatnot to where like it's like, yeah, I could have done without that one. Will Smith definitely accomplished what he set out to do here in a good way with this, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, I mean, this album blew me This album blew me away. At least at least the first half of it really did. The second half of it, it kind of gets weak. But the first half of it blew me the fuck away. I will say though that people don't know this album that he did back in like 2003, 4, called Lost and Found, and and this is not the first album he curses on. This is not the first album where he goes hard. Lost and Found is him. It was him kind of like coming back to rap and like named it Lost and Found. Like he got lost and forgot about in the rap scene, and he came back and they fucking found himself. Like there's a song on that called "You Saw My Blinker, Bitch," and it's called "You Saw My Blinker," but the course of it is "You Saw My Blinker, Bitch," and it's basically about like an old white lady, like hitting his car because she didn't see his blinker supposedly, and it's based on a true story. And he gets aggressive in it, and like he gets aggressive in other songs in that fucking album as well. Like, so I mean, this is not his first real album getting
That's what he did
aggressive.
after the Wild West debacle.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It really is. But I mean, so Will has gotten hard before. I mean, yeah, it's not his '90s stuff was all. I compare his '90s stuff to like Beastie Boys in the '90s. Like he was basically a black Beastie Boy in my opinion, because that's the kind of rap he did. It was just fun rap. It was fun rap. It was family friendly, but it was still good. I mean, it was still respectable. His flows were always good. Jeff always did a fucking amazing job as a DJ. So I mean, it was always on point. But this album, to hear him and Jeff working together again was fucking music to my ears, literally. And I enjoyed the fucking shit out of it. Like I I've heard from CJ for so fucking long now how good this album was, and I kept meaning to check it out, and it's never happened. And I'm so happy I finally got a chance to listen to it because it's just so fucking good. Like, I mean, the first three quarters of it, I'll say. I mean, the last like three songs, I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you ended on this, you end it with your fucking weird ass son. Like, fuck no. But
You know,
dude, he's right about that fucking in the intro track. He's right about his fucking kids. They're weird, but they're fucking weird. But it is what it is. I mean, but it's overall, I enjoyed the album. I enjoyed the album immensely. I fucking was trying to. I was sharing with people at work when I was listening to it. I was like, oh my god, I'm like, you guys got to hear this fucking Will Smith album that just came out last year. Like, it's fucking so good. Cause no, I mean, yeah, after the Chris Rock shit, you knew he was gonna do something. You knew he was gonna do something because he's in a way. I mean, he's sick of everybody making fun of his kids, even though it's well deserved, and he's sick of being a cuck in his marriage. So you know he's gonna come back and fucking like unleash some shit, and he finally did it, and I'm happy to hear he did. Because fucking dude, well, I'm speaking to you, man. I don't know if you'll ever actually hear this. I doubt it, but why are you letting Jada cuck you out? Go be single and get some better shit. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that. Jade ain't nothing to get cucked out over, for fuck's sake. She ain't no fucking... Fuck, she ain't Beyonce. But...
She ain't. Shit. Hell no.
I mean, I'm saying, like, he wants to stay with G.I. Jane, too, then whatever. But... yeah, I got no love for Jada Pinkett Smith. I never really did. But... CJ, what are your top 5 tracks off this though? Let's.
My honorable mentions are International Barbershop Day because it's a great opening track, and the fact that he's kind of just poking fun at himself in an almost Eddie Murphy way, you know, doing all the voices and the characters. And then You Can Make It. I like the musical part of that track more than the rapping part.
I was gonna say.
I like the vocal and the beat to that track. Number 5, I have First Love. Number 4, I have Beautiful Scars. Number 3, I have You Looking for Me, because that's one of the songs where he just completely goes in. Number 2, You Make It Look Easy, another song where, you know, it's a total hymn song, but he's going in. And number 1, I don't care what you say, I like that final track with Russ and Jaden. There's a line in it that made me think of him where he says, I'm a Libra, but I identify as a Cancer. And I caught that line. I was like, oh, that's a cool line. Damn, I wish I would have thought of that. But I like that track. I like Russ. Russ is one of them guys. He's very divisive. You know, Russ is one of them dudes. You kind of either like him or hate him because he's very outspoken. Like, Russ doesn't give a shit what you think about him. Russ is just going to do Russ. And I didn't like him at first, but I've kind of come to respect that Russ has cut out, kind of like Tom McDonald, in the sense of Russ has total control of his own music now. He has cut out all the middlemen, all the third parties, you know, all of that to have total control over his little empire. And he's doing really well, you know. So I got a lot of respect for that. So that's my number 1 is Work of Art.
I mean, in this day and age, with all the now you can now stream your own music fucking anywhere you want, basically. Why would you, unless if it's about the music and not about the money, why would you let any middleman tell you what to do? Like, fucking just put out the music.
That's what you got to do to get true reach. But sometimes if you're willing to, you know, think outside of the box.
Yeah, I mean, fucking.
Or to be unpopular.
Fucking Taylor Swift with all her fucking Taylor's version shit now. Ugh. But that's all that makes me think of is that shit. But fucking I mean, well, your book coming out will fucking clear up a lot of that for a lot of bands. But What were your top 5 tracks there, Excursion?
Oh yeah, my top 5 here. Kind of not surprised that me and CJ had a few of the same ones. That typically happens with us, even with the top 10 lists that we do on the loud list. Number 5 for me was "You Can Make It." Number 4 was "Tantrum." "Beautiful Scars" was my number 3. Number 2 was "Rave in the Wasteland," and number 1 was "You Looking for Me."
Yeah, shit. Okay. I think I only got one left that nobody took yet. Jesus.
I almost had Raven the Wasteland on there, but it was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
early.
Oh, my number 5 was "Beautiful Scars." Kind of gave me like a 6 a.m. feel with the like the style of the song, like the fucking lyrics and shit. It almost gave me a 6 a.m. feel. My number 4 was "Rave in the Wasteland" because that's a fucking banger. That's a fucking banger. Kind of remind me of Lord of the Lost, like Graveyard he just did on his new album in a way, but I mean it's just basically because it's a rave type song. But my number 3 was "Bulletproof." Nobody fucking brought that up yet, and I'm like, how do you not bring up "Bulletproof"? The guitar in that song is phenomenal. Like the guitar blew me away in that song, and I love "Bulletproof." Like, oh god. My number 2 was "Tantrum." That I like "Tantrum" a lot. That's a fucking fun ass song, and that's just Will letting loose. Like that's what I've been wanting to hear from Will Smith. And my number 1 is the fucking intro track, "International Barbershop Day," because that is the fucking highlight of the fucking album.
Yeah.
The only thing it could have made it better is if you got Alfonso Ribeiro on it to fucking like make fun of him on it. Like that would have been the only thing that could have made it better is if Carlton was on there fucking making fun of him.
Hey, no, but you know what though? That's one thing that I do. Oh no, that's my fault. Go ahead.
But that's the only thing I could have made better is that if fucking Carlton himself was on that track to make it better. But I mean, fucking Will Smith is back, and I hope this is not the last album he ever does. That's what I will say. I hope it's not the last album he ever does because it's fucking phenomenal, and he needs to keep doing music and keep doing movies too, obviously. But focus on the music a little bit. Your movies. I can't remember. I honestly, like they said in the song, I can't remember the last movie you did that I actually watched. So, I mean, it's been a while. It's been a while. But all right, folks, it's that time of the night. Yeah, you're all like, "Oh God, it's Jeremy's time now, isn't it?" Yeah, you're fucking right. It is, and I didn't know what to bring for this. I really didn't because I'm like I thought about a lot of different stuff, but I just recently went through a lot of hardcore artists' discographies I never really got a chance to check out, or I've been catching up on their stuff that I haven't heard since I took a break from listening to new music for a while. I went to podcast mode and stopped listening to music for a while. So I've been kind of like going back, and they've all been on my list of music to listen to for a while. Actually, since like fucking God, 23, 24. So I'm like, you know what? I just finished the playthrough of this guy's discography, and one of my favorite rap duos ever, as CJ knows, is Dark Half, which they were under LSP, Lyrical Snuff Productions, for a long, long time. And Gino Colchit happened to die in 2017, 18, something along those lines. He happened to die. He was at a party with the rest of LSP, and they woke up the next morning and he was dead because he asphyxiated himself. He threw up in his mouth and was laying on his back. So he died. Everybody thought it was suicide, but everybody else, people was like, no, it's not suicide. He was having the time of his life last night. He wasn't sad. Like he just drank too much and shit happens. Which I actually talked to Scum about the head of LSP at a concert. But his partner, Damien Quinn, decided to keep going on and making music, thank God. Which I originally was like, oh fuck. Without him, he's just without Gino, Damien's just suck. But he proved me wrong with his albums that came out since then. And I mean, he proved me wrong because I actually fucking like his style. I like his flow. He doesn't have Gino's booming courses anymore, Gino's booming singing voice. But Damien always did the rap. He always was the rapper of the group, not the singer. And This was one of my favorites of the albums he's done since then. Folks, I'll bring you Dark Half presents Damien Quinn's Disorder album, which is a fun fucking album. There's a lot of there's a lot of there's a lot of throwouts of Gino on it, and there's a lot of just Damien doing his thing, and he kind of didn't keep it rap exclusive. Like he kind of went rock with it too, which kind of like blew me away that he actually would do that because that was never their style. But I'm fucking happy he did because I mean LSP is alive and well, and Damien did his point. This there may be debate over which album since then has been his best album, but I personally like this one, and that's why I wanted to bring it because I'm like, you know what? I need to bring one of Damien's albums in this show because I have someone who actually will listen to horrorcore and appreciate it. I hope. And uh yeah, I hope. That's the major word. That's the key word right there. But I'm like, fuck it, let's bring Damien. I could have brought a couple other artists I've been listening to lately, but fuck it. I'm like, Damien's been I got through his shit already, so I'll bring him. And I'm dying to hear what you think of Xcursion because I didn't know if you were a hardcore person or not, like full blood like that. Like I didn't know if it was your thing, but I was like, fuck it, I'll throw a bone out there and see what happens.
Oh no, for sure. You know what I mean? I say generally speaking, when it comes down to horrorcore altogether, I am picky with horrorcore for the same reasons that I'm picky with horror movies, by and large in general. You know what I mean? So
You gotta be. You gotta be.
yeah, for sure, for sure. You know what I mean? So with that being said, I mean, like, there are, horrorcore artists that I do listen to, that have caught my ear and attention. You know what I mean? And there's some other ones where it's like, okay, I can respect it for what it is, but not necessarily my cup of tea. You know what I mean? This one, I do like it was enough for me to even say, like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and dig into maybe like a couple more albums out of his catalog. You know what I'm saying? See if there's some more or whatnot that will be more my fitting all together. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I mean, with this project here, you know what I mean, like there was some ones where it's like, okay, you know what I mean, like, this one was dope, or like, you know what, this one leaned a little bit too, on one side or the other or whatnot, for me to like really like thoroughly enjoy it. But but he did leave a solid enough impression on me to where it's like, okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and check out some more of his stuff here too, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and this album has a lot of sadness in it because of Gino. So I mean, it's he bounces back on the next two albums.
Okay.
I think the next album is Welcome to Kenosha, and it's just it's fully him. It's fully him. No crying over Gino anymore, really, in the album at least. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he still is to this day crying over Gino because they were brothers basically. But it's yeah. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I don't love all this album, but there are a lot of songs in that fucking like I dug the shit out of. But
Really?
see, and actually, CJ will like this because in one of his albums, he's like, he actually calls out the Satanic in one of his albums. He's like, "Hey, Satanic, buddy, how you doing? Can we still be friends?" Like after everything Satanic did to like to the hardcore community. So it's kind of fucked up, but it's hilarious in a way. But
Right.
all right, CJ, let's hear your fucking Roger Ebert review on this.
There were a couple of tracks musically that were tolerable. For the most part, it was pretty forgettable for me. It didn't really have anything that held my interest. To me, he kind of spends the whole record trying really too hard to sound like he's like he's, he was just trying way too hard to copy like Booming Words from Hell or the Do You Believe Nada's record. It had way too much of that influence.
I mean, he pays respect to it, of course, because you have to in the hardcore world. But I mean,
he's just, I don't know. Like to me, he's just trying too hard to kind of ape the sound that what Isham and Nadas did. So I didn't really connect to it, truthfully. Like there were a couple tunes I liked a couple of the tunes where he kind of had the punk and the metal stuff in the background, but
that's actually why I brought this one, because I knew you would dig the fuck out of those. But
yeah,
it's
I mean, track wise, the beats were decent. The music was well put together. Just his style of rapping doesn't really connect or
like
connect with me.
like
Um,
like I said when you came on years ago, and I brought Graveyard Blues by Dark Half. Gino is the part of Dark Half I fucking loved. He had the voice, he had everything.
Let me put it
Damien,
this way. If this exact record was done by, say, King Gordy, this would be a really good record. If it was done by Schizo, if it was done by Skits Craven, there's a whole bunch of people I can hear doing this record. He's not one of them. So,
I mean, yeah, Damien's love or hate. You either love him or you hate him.
he's definite. Let me put it this way: he's better than some of the other stuff you brought, but still not something I would probably listen to a second time.
I mean, I'll definitely.
I'm not going to say he's horrible. He's not
I'll,
horrible.
I'll definitely bring on some of his other records at some point, but not anytime soon. But at some point, yeah. Well, what can I say? I had 3 honorable mentions for this album. There were 8 songs overall that I love on this album, and the rest of them are all kind of like, you could have kept those in the fucking booth and left with them. But the first honorable mention is 28064212, which I do not get what those fucking numbers mean for anything. But I love the dedication and love for Gino in that one. Like that's what really made me with that my thing. It's basically a skit of him like going to the cemetery and trying to bring Gino back to life, which I fucking love that he did that. The fact that he name dropped Razakel in it and everything too, and Evil Dead made me fucking love it even more. Like I'm a huge fan of Razakel, so anything with her name mentioned in it, I'm gonna fucking die for. But my next honorable mention was Unhinged. That's a fun fucking track, and who hasn't been unhinged? I thought CJ would love that one actually, but and then Brain Failure is my last one. Unhinged.
What track number is that?
Oh, I have no. Actually, I can tell you. Blah, blah, blah. 5.
Oh no.
But
okay.
And then Brain Failure is my last honorable mention because of I love the punk rock style of the song, and I love his lyrics in it. Got your baby mama bent over the bleachers. Fucking love that line. Like, like I like his fucking his moxie. Like that he thinks like he's this ladies man. He can get any lady he wants, and he puts in his songs. Like you're not, dude. You're a fat white boy from the middle of America. You ain't no ladies man. Trust me. Speaking from experience here, but my number 5 was Sam McBride. Once again, the punk rock style is fucking incredible, and the lyrics are amazing. And I love the line he drops in that society turned me into a psycho. Because how many times is that true in real life? Like society turns people into psychos. So I fucking he hit that in the fucking head. Even if you put it out this year, it probably would have fucking actually got huge. But my number 4 is the opening track, Geen, because I love it. I love that he compares himself to Ed Gein always, and that I love that he's like, oh yeah, he's like, me and Ed Gein are related. Not really, but we have to be related somehow. Like it's like what the fuck? And I love the line in that your bitch think I'm a cutie, so I fucked her in her booty. Like that shit's like that's where I can hear the Esham. Like that's an Esham lyric. Like your bitch thinks I'm a cutie, so I fucked her in her booty. That's such an Esham lyric. Like it's fucking right there. But my number 3 was Don't Belong because that's a typical horrorcore track. That's hardcore at its core. And Smalls One is one of my favorite female rappers, and she fucking blew her part away as always. So, if more of Smalls One shit was on Spotify, I would probably bring it on the show. But my number 2 was Don't Care What They Think because that is kind of the last Dark Half song ever. Don't care what they think. They did a posthumous release of Dark Half stuff, and it's not good. But I think Gino didn't get to record enough of it. But Don't Care What They Think is the last real track with Gino's voice on it, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I'll miss his voice for fucking ever in the courses of these songs. And my number one was The Dead Room. The Dead Room is a fucking amazing ass track. It's fun as hell. He has a lot of guests on it that I don't really know off the top of my head, but I add a bunch of them to my follow list because they're fucking good. And The Dead Room was just fun. It's just a fun fucking hardcore song. It's what Dark Half does. Like that's kind of like what Dark Half does is those type of songs. So I mean, yeah, this is music about killing people, dude. Like nobody get it mistaken. This is music about killing people, and who doesn't get that urge once in a while? So I know there's some motherfucker I would love to do it too. So there's definitely one motherfucker. But so I mean, it is what it is. I like this album. Revisiting today, a few weeks after I listened to it the first time, fully through in years, like I fucking enjoyed the hell out of it today again. So then the beats, like you said, CJ, the beats throughout the whole thing. I don't know if it's Scum or Insane Poetry, but one of them did the beats, and it's fucking incredible. I would almost guess they both had a hand in it somewhat, but the beats are always incredible through LSP. Their beats are always on cue. The lyrics might not always match up. The beats are always on cue. But what were your top 5 or Xcursion or however many tops you got?
Yeah, I said my top 5 here. Number 1 was Jerry Brodus. Number 2 was Unhinged. Number 3 was The Dead Room. Number 4 was the 2806 4212. And then what was it here? The Door. You know what I'm saying? Was number 5 here.
Shit. All right. Someone got some of the tracks I like, so that's shit. There we go. Even if it's not CJ, even if it wasn't CJ like I thought it'd be, I got someone like tracks I like. But
Okay.
fucking I mean he's got talent. I feel like he needs to figure out like the best way to use it. But CJ, what were your top whatever the hell you brought?
I wrote track 2 is Tolerable, which is Nam Modus More Tur whatever, Die for the Movement. I like the musical part of that more than him. And then the other one I had is Dead Room because it had ROC on it, and you know.
Oh, that's who it was. It was ROC and and Triz. And Triz. Triz is a fucking amazing rapper, so I love Triz's part in that too. But which I haven't heard Triz in a minute. So when I heard him on this album, I was like, oh shit, I forgot about him. Like he's fucking. I think he rolls with Tech 9 if I'm not mistaken, but I could be, or maybe I'm thinking of Rizzo, but yeah, I mean,
that's exactly what I had for it. I mean, overall, there were a couple of tracks where the music was cool. It's just him by himself. I didn't find him all that engaging. Like I don't know, man. There was something. There's sort of an element missing for me. Like I can't put my finger exactly what it is.
It's Gino. It's Gino. That's fucking. It's that simple. It's fucking Gino, dude. Like Damien could fucking rap the verses, but Gino needs to come in and fucking blast with that fucking chorus in his amazing deep ass voice, like to really make it blow away.
There were a few songs. There were a few songs that almost reminded me of like Suicide Boys, but it didn't have that grit, that kind of fire in the belly that like Suicide Boys have. Or even there were a couple even almost that had almost a Ghostmane type of vibe to it. But again, it didn't have that punch. It didn't have that fire, the spite and the venom in the voice, man, that really just kind of, sells like how angry and pissed off you are. And that I think that's what's missing for me is he's a competent rapper, but he sounds a little bit too nonchalant in a few places where he's trying to convince you he's this or that, and there's not enough,
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, well, because he's not angry right now. He's just fucking sad. And he, in his next album, Welcome to Kenosha, which maybe I should have brought that one, but that one he definitely comes back a little. It's a few years later he bounces back from like shit, and like he kind of brings his own. He kind of brings his own in that album, and I was just listening to a Comatose album today that he did a guest appearance on, and his fucking verse in that is fire, and that's in the last few years. So, I mean, I'm interested to see what he'll come out with next because Damien hasn't done anything in a minute now. I think the last album that he released was like in 2022, and that was like a dark half, kind of like a second coming of a dark half album that they did like a remix of. So I'm kind of dying to see what his next solo thing is gonna be whenever it comes out. That's the problem with horrorcore though. There's no yearly albums usually. It's usually whenever they release an album, they release an album. It's not gonna be scheduled or it's not like Lord of the Lost where you put out like 3 albums in a year and a half. So, which CJ, that third album's coming out soon. I'll be bringing that on. But
What is that?
Lord of the Lost just announced last week that he's got a new album coming out in like fucking like May or June.
He needs to take a break.
It's Opus Nor Volume 3, I'm pretty sure, but he's got fire in his heart, man. He released the first single from it. It's pretty damn good actually, but I forget who the fuck's on that. I forget who's on that, but it's
I don't know. The first one didn't connect at all. The second one was better, but still not great. So maybe this third one he'll actually, maybe the third one.
Yeah, he did a song with Wednesday 13 called "I Hate People."
That'll be interesting. Wednesday's always good for a laugh.
That single's out, so I mean you can check that out. But I liked it. It was a good fucking song. So and that's gonna be I'm pretty sure it's gonna be on Volume 3. So I'm dying to hear what else is gonna be on it once they actually. It's not even on pre like release yet on Spotify. So we'll see what other tracks are on it. Who else he gets on it. He's been having a lot of guest stars recently that I discovered and loved. So
I love Wednesday. Somebody asked me a long time ago, what it was about Wednesday 13 that I liked, and I always reply with the same answer. The guy has a song called "I Say Fuck a Lot." you gotta love a man who writes a song about how much he says the word fuck.
Well, I mean, fucking ICP did that years ago, but
well, yeah.
In this song, I say fuck 97 times, but yeah, I mean, fucking. I never heard of Wednesday 13 until I heard that track, and I was like, okay, now I have to go check them out.
Oh, Wednesday's fucking amazing, dude. He's got tons of records. Plus, he did the Newly Dead's project with Tammy Down from Faster Pussycat. Plus, he's done Bourbon Crow, which is a country project. Plus, he's done Frankenstein drag queens from Planet 13. He's done a bunch of crazy off the wall. He's a horror fanatic, dude. So I'll
have a rabbit hole down. Then when I get to him, then I'll have a rabbit hole. But
yeah, basically take all of the B horror movies that we've talked about in brackets and turn them into like fucking metal songs. And that's Wednesday 13.
Oh shit! Okay, I'll love it then. But I mean, yeah. And speaking,
you'll love Wednesday. You will go down the same rabbit hole with him that you went down with Lord of the Lost.
Oh yeah. Which, speaking of that, folks, CJ's pick for Sex Horror Movie Brackets, the Sex Horror Movies Bracket Part 1 is coming out, going to be live February 13th. We're doing it, so it's going to be fun because there's some winners and there's some fucking, oh my god, why the hell they make this on there?
I stepped into it with this one, folks.
Honestly, there are some. It's the first part out of 9, so it's going to be a lot of losers. But there's some surprisingly good ones in that I didn't expect, and they actually surprised me how good they were. So you never know what you're going to get with these brackets in horror movies. That's why I do the full list. I don't want the top 32. Give me the shitty ones. Let me find the gold in the shit. Like let me find the gold that's buried beneath the fucking pounds of shit. Like that's going to be the good shit. So I got 4 or 5 out of that list that I fucking loved. So it's always a fun time to debate the shit and then talk about the good ones actually. But they're the ones that'll make it through. But well, folks, once again, we brought you 3 albums, 3 amazing, three amazing rap albums. I'll fucking say it. They were all amazing. I could listen to all of them again. Not I can, maybe CJ can't, but I could listen to all 3 of them again and still enjoy them.
I'll give them. You know, I'll keep an open mind if we bring more stuff later because, like I said, not the worst thing you've brought by far.
And that's saying something. But
he's far superior to the one. I don't know what the fuck dude was on there. You said he became a Christian rapper later or some shit.
Oh, Kill the Sea.
Yeah. I
Kill
never want to hear that again.
Kill the Sea's first 3 albums were good, but whatever. I enjoyed them. I mean, it's not as good now as it was fucking 15 years ago, but it's still good. But it's got one good song. It's got one good song that I can listen to all day. But other than that, I can listen to it, but I'm not. I wish his other album was on Spotify still. I would have fucking brought it. Maybe I'll bring it from the YouTube version because his other album that he did first is fucking phenomenal. And it's got a lot of hardcore guest stars from the 2000s. But we'll get to that. Folks, come back next week. Next week, me and CJ may find the light and find our savior. We'll see. But we want to thank
CJ found his savior a long time ago. Jeremy's the only fucking heathen over here, okay?
I host a paranormal podcast. I am not no heathen. I am spiritual. But we want to thank Xcursion for coming on. It's been a fun fucking show. And he'll definitely I mean, he's fucking living with CJ, so he'll be back at some point.
Sorry.
And he made it to help me put out some of my fucking lyrics into rap. But we'll talk about that later. But I got lyrics. The episode of our show that just released this past Friday, you can actually hear one of my written verses, but written poetry.
Okay.
But, where can they find you, Xcursion?
Yeah, you can find me here on all streaming platforms at Xcursion. As it's typed out here on my name here, sitting on the bottom left hand side, Xcursion, all streaming platforms once again. You can find me on Bandcamp, xcursion.bandcamp.com. I'm on Instagram and TikTok under Xcursion Music. And that's that's basically everywhere that you can find me. Definitely, tap in with me here. Look through some more of my music. Hopefully you find a lot more that you can rock out to and vibe out to. Today, I'll be looking forward to connecting with everybody for sure.
There you go, folks. Check him out because I definitely would check out the rest of his music. And CJ, where can they find you? And preferably quicker. I hear a crying baby.
MusicGodCJPlaying.rocks is the easiest place to find all the information. Facebook, TikTok is all the same thing. MusicGodCJPlaying, pretty much. Just type in what you see on the screen. You will find my ugly mug.
Ugly mug. He's been dropping women's panties since the 80s. But what can I say? But you can find Maniacal Music Musings on Facebook as Squatchy Largefoot, on X and the Gram as that Juggalo Bastard, and of course, YouTube, Maniacal Music Musings. Best place to find everything. Come back next time, folks, and see what else we have in store for you. Have a good one, everybody.